time I was questioning that guy for what he was saying in the chat, somebody else in the call got messaged by a guy named Neutrally Sweet. This is the pedophile we're talking about today. So during this time, I was pretty unaware of what was being said, but luckily the person who was getting messaged took some screenshots. I would have to assume it started off pretty normal, but at some point it obviously turned weird, because the first messages I see from this guy in the screenshots are him saying, "Pats your head, you're a good girl, aren't you? Pats more." What the fuck? In the next screenshot, they seem to be talking about something cool, with him saying, "I just want to talk to you, if that's okay," with a decoy account agreeing that they should just talk. But then he says, "Unless you want to do that," winky face. But in the end, just says they should just talk. In this next screenshot, you can see the decoy account say their age is 14, so he knows exactly what he's doing from this point on. He responds to finding out she's 14 by saying, "Let me treat you like a little girl then. I always love how to take care of little girls." Sadly, the one thing they forgot to screenshot was him saying his age, but don't worry, he himself says he's 22 and above. How old are you?
22.
Anyway, after a little bit of talking, we moved to Discord. These messages span around 2 to 3 days, so I'll be starting with day 1. Once again, I'm missing the start of the messages because not all of them were screenshot before the person getting messaged by this guy blocked him, which you can't really blame him. And again, I'm assuming it started off partially normal, but it quickly devolves into what I'm going to show you right now. On to the messages. It starts off mid-conversation with the person saying, "And now I'm feeling sad," with the decoy account messaging back, "Oh, I'm so sorry for that. How can I make you feel better? You can make me feel better? Yeah, like I can draw." But the predator thinks totally different than drawing, with the next thing he says being, "Are you taken by any chance?" And then the screenshot gets cut off with the last message from the decoy saying, no, why? But I have a feeling I know why, because in the next screenshot, a bit farther into the conversation, he says, "Actually, I'm in love already. Be my girlfriend." Very desperate. The decoy rightly said, "What?" And he just puts a little face. They then move on with the predator showing a picture of a little plush. The decoy says, "I want it," and the weird fucking predator says, "Haha, I'll spoil you lots then someday, if we're finally official, but we need to know each other first." And the decoy responds with, "Oh," but of course the predator is already going against what he just said. "But I don't mind if we hop in and just see where the relationship goes," and sends another picture of a plush. Then just a few minutes later says this, "I know where our first date would be. The toy store." Oh. And he also mentions that there's a mixer near his place, and he says that they should have a date there too, then suggests they draw their date. So one thing they had in common is that they both like to draw, so they start drawing together, and he actually does draw the date, but he also draws something a lot worse. He drew this, which I'm not going to unblur, but to put it bluntly, it's a drawing of him drawing, which he himself says after the decoy questioned him about it. Just a bit later, after the drawing, he asked the decoy if they're confident to face reveal, which obviously the decoy responds with, "Not yet, sorry," because it's been like an hour. But then they came to a deal where the predator would send a picture of himself today, while the decoy would send a picture the next day, which the decoy, once again, obviously didn't. So this is him. I'm not going to fully unblur this because that video's in the past mostly taken down because it had bad people's faces in it, and they complained to YouTube. I just want to point out how desperate this guy is. In the first hour to an hour and a half, he says he's in love with her and sends pictures of himself. But guess what? He also sends pictures of a landmark nearby, which I reverse searched and found exactly where it was taken via Google Maps, but also a picture showing the outside of his fucking house. His name is also Jason, by the way. After all that, they start wrapping up the conversation with the decoy saying that they have to go study. Quick bonus screenshot. I have no idea where this goes in the conversation, but he messaged a 15-year-old dude, "Please let me have sex." On to day 2. Fun fact, day 2 is also the call day, because the person getting messaged by this guy, did not want to message him anymore because he said some horrible, disgusting things. It starts off with the predator saying how much he was thinking about the decoy since they left, and how he was thinking about places they could go on dates, like aquariums and gardens. He then asks, "When do you want to go on a date?" which the decoy replied with, "Tomorrow." That's so love! Then the decoy says they were about to go have a shower, and the predator says something nobody was expecting. "Can I join?" And the decoy just ignores it and comes back immediately saying, "Sorry, I was showering." And of course, the predator says, "Without me? You sad fucking weirdo." The decoy says, "I'm sorry," and the predator replies with, "I forgive you. Come here. Let daddy give kisses." I'm not reading all that last part. He also once again sends, I guess, a video of the part of the city saying it would be a good place to have a date. The decoy then asks, "Would you ever want to meet up where I am? What would we do too?" Pep says, "Yes, I would. If you ever come to my place first and explore the city, then I'll gladly come to yours."
Just a nice guy, bro. Guys, I had to say, yeah. Like, he is literally adorable. Respect he gets from me, respect he gets from his mom, his parents. He deserves all of it. He deserves everything he gets. Gang, ending live now. Have a nice time. We've been 7 minutes. The last live was 22 minutes.
The most desperate, sad predator I've ever seen, and the first one I've ever caught.
Have a nice day, guys. See you. Oh, hello, say hello. Nice to meet you. Have a nice day, whatever your name is. During probably the worst time possible. And just about done live. I was about to end my life and then go off for a bit. Oh, he left. Rip.